Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Snowfall, Season 4, Episode 4, Expansion. So we see crackhead Wanda. She out at taco place, taco hut, whatever, trying to sell her tooth to anybody that'll buy it. She said it got a silver cap in it. She might want it. Girl, don't nobody want that tooth. We see Leon and the homies pull up and, you know, she try to sell it to them too. Lee, you want to buy a tooth? It got a silver cap in it. And, you know, he always be like, girl, gone. I ain't got time for that. He just going to just give her some money. Just here, girl, here. Out here peddling a damn tooth. He's so disgusted. But you ain't got, don't be disgusted because it's your fault she own it. It's your fault that the drugs is in the neighborhood. Well, not his fault that they in the neighborhood. But it's his fault for selling it to his own woman. Got her hooked on that crack. Anyway, off in the cut, we see Scully and his boys sitting in a car. And they like, is that nigga Leon? That is Leon. Roll up on that nigga. Let's roll up on him. Let's go right now. Let's roll up right now. And Wanda sees the car rolling up and she's like, uh-oh. Lee! Run, Lee! Run! So then, you know, now we got a shootout and they shooting and the people at the taco hut shooting and everybody shooting. And once the dust settles, I was thinking, Lord, where the hell did Wanda go? Where is Wanda? Wanda is laid out, riddled with bullets. So they done got Wanda. She ain't died right there on the scene, though. You know, we called the ambulance. Franklin is at Tanisha's house thumping. You know, they back busting it open. Laying it low and spreading it wide. Her phone starts to ring. It's her friend. You know, she lets the voicemail get it. And it's her friend calling her about that shooting. Then Franklin's pager goes off. And so it's the same thing. We got to wrap this up. Franklin, he shows up at the hospital. Wanda's in surgery. You know, Franklin and Leon, they step to the side to talk. Basically, Franklin is like, listen, I told you to stay home and stay in your house. Leon like, damn, a nigga got to eat, don't he? And this is your fault anyway. Don't be coming over here telling me what I should have did and how I should have, you know, been safe and stayed in the house and been cautious. No. Because I wouldn't have to be had you not done what you did with Scully and Manboy and all of that. This is you. This is on you. Franklin, you know, is basically telling him, you know, to lay low, trying to give him all this advice and don't be trying to go and get him, you know, don't try to go get Scully back. You know, let me help you out with that, whatever. Leon is like, is that all? Nigga, is that all? Franklin's like, yeah, that's all. Trying to help you out. Whatever, Franklin. Whatever. Don't nobody want to hear that. Because he is the reason that man is just out shooting up everybody that Franklin knows. Anyway, when he leaves, Leon, his homie asks, you know, well, what was said? And Leon just says, you know, listen, find Scully. That's what was said. Find Scully and get his ass. Bring him to me. He tells him that he wants to find a private investigator to find him, you know, because he in the hood somewhere, but nobody knows where he's hiding out. So they're gonna hire a private investigator and not no little rinky-dink hood one, like a real deal one. Teddy Reed, he goes to meet with Javi and, you know, he tells him that the shipment never made it to Beirut. And Teddy Reed is like, so who do I have to thank for that? And he says, Hezbollah, whoever Hezbollah is. The name kind of rings a bell, but I don't even know who that is. But it rings a bell to Teddy Reed. Javi offers, you know, Teddy Reed champagne. Teddy Reed trying to talk business. So like, you lost 15 million to Hezbollah. Like, how did that happen? Javi says, well, not according to them, because according to them, it never even got there. Like, it was never wired. It was never transferred. It never left the escrow account. It never was wired to the escrow account. And he said, what did Pablo? I think that's what he said. He said, what did somebody say about all of that? And they, you know, basically, we still don't know where the guns are. Where's the money? Everything is still, it seemed like somebody's stealing. That's what I gather. It seems like somebody is pocketing some stuff, and I think it's Javi. Teddy Reed say he want his money back. That's all I'm worried about. Get me my money and my guns. Take care of it. Leon and the homie, they go and meet with the private investigator, and he's like, so do you have a name for him? Scully. Okay. Like, is that his real name? Like, no, his Christian. I need his Christian name. I'm like, dang, I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that in a long time. Say that's my Christian name. Whatever. You basically, what's his slave name? That's what I correlate. When somebody says, what's your Christian name? They don't know his name. They don't know where he lives or none of that. His name is Scully. He over there in the bottoms. That's where he live. You can start there, and and I'll be paying you, and that's just gonna be that. And then he tells him, and afterwards, you mind your business, okay? You just mind your business. Don't be worrying about what's going on after the fact. I just need you to do the job that I'm paying you to do, and that's it. Sissy and Franklin are having lunch down to a clubhouse with Mr. Davis. He don't trust them, and it shows. Like he's being a little smug. Franklin is also looking very uncomfortable in there. There's black people in there though, but he's very uncomfortable in that space. He's more concerned with everybody else in the room. He ain't even really listening to the conversation. He tells Mr. Davis that they have the resources, to help him and the community. Like, that's what they doing. That's what they on. They on buying up property in the neighborhoods, putting people in apartments and affordable housing, giving out loans, that sort of thing. That's what they trying to do. They doing it for the hood. No, they not. They doing it to line their own pockets and, remain legit and not get caught. Anyway, Mr. Davis, tells them this story about a Rolls Royce, and you telling me, no, a Bentley. You telling me you gonna give me this Bentley for $100 or something, and I'm riding in it, and then it's stolen. And what do I do? Do I tell the people where I got the stolen vehicle, or do I spend the rest of my days in jail? Like, what y'all got going on? Sissy is just like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? And she just flat out tells him how it all works, and then, after hearing that, he tells them he got a proposition for them, if they can, help provide a little loan on a project that he's working on, then they got, the return is in 18 months. Like, you help me, I'm gonna help you. You scratch my back, I'm gonna scratch your back. I think that, knowing what he knows, cause she admitted it comes from, the money starts in the streets, but that's not where it ends. And so she's listening. What's this project you talking about? What's the project? Then we see Leon and the homies. They checking on Wanda. She's out of surgery or whatever. And of course the hospital is about to put her out, and she's detoxing, and she's doing all of that. She got all of that going on. So Leon doesn't even want her to leave the hospital, because she leaves right that second. She gonna be right back out there smoking some more crack. So he wants her to stay in the hospital, and he tries to bribe a nurse, and she just turn around and walk off on him. And so they're gonna go and see if they can bribe somebody in billing. Teddy Reed, he got a nasty bruise on his ribs. He all messed up, all beat up. And he's looking at his injuries or whatever, and then he gets a knock at the door, and I guess it's a friend from the CIA checking in on him, whatever. And Teddy Reed tells him that he needs a financial write-up on Javi. Like, look Javi up. See what Javi been doing with the monies, because I feel like something funny going on right there. The PI, we see him. He's, on Scully's tail, and, they're out there eating at a taco place, and, the man is watching and taking pictures, and then he sees one of the dudes get up and, like, look in his direction, and I was like, you done been made. And he didn't move, and I'm like, well, I guess you can't just speed off, because, that's gonna That's gonna look suspicious. So he just sits there. But the dude wasn't even looking at him. He looking past the car, like down the street, looking at some girls come down the street. So he can cat call. So he wasn't even studying the man in the car taking their pictures. He didn't even see him. The project Mr. Davis had in mind it involves a church. And you know, Franklin feels like, you know, that's right up his mama's alley. You're gonna be out there standing there on opening day with your church hat on. You know, your name gonna be up there on the wall, you know, for giving a donation. And she's like, they don't do that. They don't do that. Oh no, for giving a loan. And she's like, they don't do that for giving a loan. He's like, well, listen, a donation then. Your name going up there on there. You're gonna be on the board. Don't even worry about it. She is, you know, feeling away because she feels like Franklin is just along for the ride, I guess. He's not serious about stepping down. He's not serious about completely going legit. She's like, listen, I done put you in, like, this is why we having meetings with men like Mr. Davis, you know, so you can see, you know, legitimate business deals. Like, you can do it. This is why I'm bringing you around. This is why we're doing this. This is supposed to be, you know, a transition into legitimate business dealings, not drug dealing business. You know, Franklin ain't trying to hear that. Whatever, lady. Gustavo is visiting family. You know, he's still looking out for the kids. You know, the kids are still left. They don't have any parents anymore. And so the auntie is watching them, and she don't want the drug money. She getting upset. You know, that whole thing. Whatever. I just don't even care about Gustavo. I don't care about Gustavo and that whole situation. Anyway, because it's really a non-factor for me. We see Irene and the assistant working tirelessly, like all day and night, working on their Franklin Saint story. They literally been on the phone all day. She goes into a coworker's office and asks, you know, girl, pull up. They pull up a drink and, you know, sit back and talk. She's, you know, she needs advice on what angle she should go in with this story. And the girl just tells her to follow the money, and you gonna figure it all out. Sissy, she doing some bookkeeping, and her husband comes in. I forgot Franklin daddy name, but he come in there and he upset that she working with Paul Davis. You like, that man is a snake. Like, he come from the bottoms. Like, he a snake. Like, he from the jungle. And she says, I mean, that might have been who he was, but I don't think that that's who he is now. You know, and this is just what it is. This is who we working with. This is what we doing. Whether you like him or not, she gonna do what she doing. Because she ain't worried about him. She said, listen, you say he a snake, and if he bite, I'll chop his goddamn head off and find the next one. I ain't worried about no daggone Mr. Davis. Franklin and Teddy Reed, they meet, and Franklin, you know, asks about the conflict in Nicaragua. So, like, y'all, how long the state's gonna be involved? Because he know that's content. As long as we in the war, that's how long he gonna be in business with Teddy Reed. And so that's what he's concerned about. Like, when is all of this gonna end? And basically he tells him, I don't know. I guess when I know, you'll know. You know, until then, just keep working. You know, it is what it is. Wanda. Because he also tells him, you know, he feels like he may have to double his footprint. You know, he may have to have a little business, you know, outside of California and go venture off somewhere else. Because he, you know, like the block is hot. They toast to winning wars. Wanda, she's trying to fight the nurse. She's trying to fight the nurse. The nurse is trying to give her, you know, put something in the IV, you know, to help her with the detox. Leon comes in there and he, you know, he can get her calm. He tells her, listen, I done paid the hospital to let you stay. You get yourself put out, you on your own. I'm done with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. That's all. That's what's going on. You're in here. You're staying. You're getting off this stuff this weekend. Period. And she, you know, of course, can you stay with me? He take his jacket off and stay because he love her. Franklin, he's having a meeting with Aunt Louie, Uncle Jerome, and the bodyguard. And, they're talking expansion. And, they talk about New York is off limits. Chicago is off limits, Auntie Louie is like, we need to go to like another like small metro city, They think about it some more. Uncle Jerome feels like they need to just pump their brakes. He feels like they just need to stop purchasing or, cut down on their purchases with Teddy Reed, until they can figure out what to do with Manboy and Scully. And Franklin is like, nah, Uncle, we not doing that. That's not the route we're going. We're going to do it this way. And that's just that. It's going to work, Unc. It's going to work. They decide that they going to start in Little Rock because Louie says she got a friend and her man out there that could, start it up. And so that's just that. When everybody leaves, he notices that what's that girl name? Tanisha is she's out at the bar, cleaning glasses, and Louis says she hired, and she's like, I mean, you screwing her, so I felt like we could trust her. Like, did I make a mistake? I think so, because why this girl want to work here? Coming up there asking for a job. She ain't said nothing to Franklin about getting no job. I don't trust her. I don't trust Tanisha, because she could be working for the feds too. At the shelter, Leon and the homie, they go check in with the PI to see what he got, and he gives them, the few of the hideouts that Scully has been seeing. While they're talking, we find out Scully's real name is Terrence, and they like, damn, that nigga look like a Terrence. But he frequents his grandmother's house the most, and he's been seen when he saw him go inside, he had a bag, and he said he did that a few times, going in with the bag and coming out without it. So they assume that that's where he keeps his money. But while they about to start really hashing this thing out, and the PI is like, this is where we part ways. You guys can have that conversation outside the door. Thank you. Have a good one. Then we see at the shelter, the guy that had the 2 kids, they back. This man, he been out on crack while his kids over here at the shelter. The oldest son has been caring for the children. He upset, so he go off on his daddy when his daddy show up high. And, we have to break it up or whatever. And Franklin's dad just gives him, a pep talk. Listen, you're going to have to tighten up and get this together. Unless you want these people to come and take your children, you're going to have to get it together. You're going to have to tighten up. Get clean and don't come up in here like this again. Or you will not be allowed to come back. Now go have yourself a nice little meal. The plates over there, forks over there. Help yourself. What's the lady name? Irene, she pop up. Wanting to talk some more, and he just straight up, cut her down cut her down as soon as she walk in the door. Nope. I ain't got nothing to give you. Don't be trying to come over here and get no story out of me. No. The answer is no. She looking cheap. She just got to turn around and walk away, because what else she gonna do? Franklin, he's getting dropped off by the bodyguard, and the bodyguard just basically, listen, I quit. I quit. He's like, whoa, you can't abandon me now. I quit, Franklin. Seeing my people just getting shot up and killed in the streets, like, this is a lot. And I cannot do this. It was one thing to be in the war, but this right here, no, we're not doing that. I can't do this no more. This is not for the glory of the kingdom. I can't do it. And that's that. He stands on that. He ain't backing down on that. Irene, she gets home, and the guy that they've been looking for, Tony Marino, is waiting in her living room. And so he got oddity. He was a old CIA agent, who also has all these files on, the dealings and the government, being the reason why we even have a crack epidemic. And so he got all the tea, all the receipts, and it's going to take them a little minute to go through it. So he going to stay a while, and they going to, hash it out. But now she knows that the government is supplying Franklin with the drugs. Leon and the homies are waiting in the car, outside of Scully's grandma's house. And we see this ice cream man walking down the street. And he gets, up to the curb and is getting ready to cross the street. And then this car comes flying down the street and they stop just as they're about to hit the ice cream man. And they look over there and it's Scully's people. And they both look at each other like, that Leon? Everybody pull out their gun. Guns ablazing. Everybody is shooting. They shooting in the car. So the young dude that was working with Leon and them, who really wanted to be a drug dealer so bad, now he did. Whoever was in the back seat, they did. The people in the car, Scully's people, they did. And Leon and the homie, they get out, to get a closer look. And he walk up on the car still shooting. We can hear this lady in the back seat. She's screaming. And when Leon walks up to the car and looks inside, there's a little girl in the car. So Leon done killed a baby. The little girl was probably like 6. I'm gonna give her 6. That realizing that he is he was the cause of that. He like a baby was involved. I think that did something to him. I think that might take him on out. I hope so. I hope so, because now y'all done took it too far. It's one thing, and this is why, this is what they say anyway about the gang violence and about gun violence, that sort of thing. Like, it's all fun and games until somebody's baby is maimed, and then you want to, rip little CC. No, little CC ain't have to die if y'all wasn't out here cutting up in the streets over little bags of weed and crack. What? Anyway, that's where it ends out. Leon riding off. I don't think he want to be by that gang life no more. The look on his face, like he is toe up about this thing, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I think that was his daughter, and so if it was, like, y'all can forget it. Scully is finna go nuts on y'all. That's where it ended out at, guys. But great episode, per usual. We love this show. The momentum, like, it's picking up. I'm interested to see what's going on with Tanisha, why she want to work at the club all of a sudden. Like, something's up with that. Where is Mel? Like, are we gonna see her again? Is like that storyline wrapped up and done with and over? Because she shot Franklin. So, like, are we gonna see her again? Who knows? Anyway, guys, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.